Now the ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score!
Welcome to Sports Jam for Christmas week. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, we'll meet a Champlin Park gymnast who is one of the area's best. That's in our Sports Jam spotlight, plus a couple of top hockey matchups.
And we'll get started with the matchup of unbeaten top 5 teams in boys basketball. Number 3 Armstrong and number 5 Maple Grove matched up in a battle for the West Division lead in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Maple Grove's fans all set for this one, and it's a good start for the Crimson. Jack Hutchison from behind a screen buries a 3 early. Brad Davison is outstanding in the first half. He scores on the tough fast break layup as the Crimson take control. And Davison flashes free for a mid-range jumper and a 14-5 lead. He scores 15 in the first half, 20 on the night. Drew Thompson drives from the wing for a nice reverse layup as Armstrong tries to get things going. Sean Burns gets the block for the Falcons, but Kayode Awosika follows up for 2. Maple Grove jumps out to a 33-19 lead at halftime. Second half, and Evan Nolan runs the floor and gets the long outlet for the layup as the Falcons try to get back in it. But Maple Grove never relents. Jared Martinson with the back cut for the layup here. After sitting for much of the first half with foul trouble, Crimson big man Reed Nico has a big second half. He'll slam home a nice pass from Taiwan Pickford as Maple Grove wins 66-52 in a game that wasn't nearly that close. We'll hear from the Crimson later in the show.
Like Maple Grove, Champlin Park is playing well and comes into this week undefeated. The Rebels took it to a rival last week. Third-ranked Rebels playing at Osseo in a Section 5 4A final rematch. Champlin Park starts fast. Theo John with the block inside. Marty Hill starts to break the other way, setting up Aaron Klutner for 2 and a quick 7-1 Rebels lead. Champlin Park's defense is relentless. McKinley Wright gets the steal on the press, goes in for an easy layup. Part of a 19-point game for him. Osseo battles back. Stephen Fisher draws a double team, finds J.J. Spack for the corner 3. The Orioles pull within 10 at 29-19. But Champlin Park again pulls away. Wright blocking the jumper, sends it ahead to J.T. Gibson for the layup. Gibson scores 19 total, and it's 54-27 Rebels at halftime. Second half, more of the same for Champlin Park. Wright back to Hill for a 3. Hill leads Rebels with 25 points. They blow past Osseo 92-54. A great start, Jay, for both Maple Grove and Champlin Park in boys basketball.
And something to look forward to right after Christmas here. They're both playing in the Granite City Classic. Both teams play Apple Valley, the number 1 ranked team. Maple Grove sees them on Friday night and Champlin Park on Saturday. And a little surprised that that Maple Grove Armstrong game wasn't closer. It certainly was not a good night for Armstrong. They're capable of playing a lot better than that, but Maple Grove really looked good.
Had some open shots, but they weren't going down for Armstrong, and I credit Maple Grove really with a great effort throughout that game. Though they haven't drawn the headlines like local powers, Maple Grove, Armstrong, and Champlin Park, the Wayzata boys are off to a very solid start. Trojans played host to Lake Conference rival Edina, and Wayzata's Ryan Lindbergh here drives in, hits the short bank shot. The Trojans are up 11-9. Ty Galinsky finds Johnny Benninger for the quick jumper near the free throw line to put Wayzata up by 7. Galinsky gets another assist. He'll spot Jack Sawada for a 3 from the corner. Sawada scores 16. The Trojans lead 33-20 at the half. Second half, Wayzata stays hot. Quick passing to Sawada for 3 more. It's 36-25 Trojans after that hoop. They swing it to Benningen. He penetrates into the lane, hitting the floater, and he's fouled. The Trojans lead by 16, 22 points in the night for Benningen. Wayzata has a strong inside game, too. Goes into Austin Slater. He'll go strong for the hoop and foul. Slater scores 17. Wayzata wins 62-48 to an improved 6-1.
The same schools meeting in girls basketball at Edina. Siri Becker scores inside for the Hornets, and they lead 24-11 at halftime. But Wayzata trims that lead with a run early in the second half. Sydney Hayden to Hannah Hiring for 2 here for the Trojans. And Annie Robertson fights off the defenders and finds Hiring for the jumper. The Trojans are within 5 at 29-24. Edina answers though. Jill Morton with a nice pass to Annika Jank, and she hits the left-handed reverse layup. Wayzata comes back again though. Robertson drops a nice catch and shoot three-pointer. And Leah Johnson will hit a step-back jumper, but it's too little too late for the Trojans as Edina wins this one 43-34. Brooklyn Center's boys are ranked 8th in Class AA. They had a little trouble with another team from the area Friday night as they played at Heritage Christian Academy. In transition, Devontae Prince passes to Ramel Carr, and it's back to the trailer Teddy Clark for the layup and a 7-0 Centaurs lead. Deshaun Pickford hits an open three from the left wing. BC goes up 25-11. There's another three from the top of the key as Togar Karn knocks this one down for the Centaurs. The Eagles cut into the Centaurs lead before halftime though. CJ Wada scores and he's fouled. He leads Heritage with 11, but they trail 47-24 at the half. Second half, and Brooklyn Center's Landon Kirkwood makes a three, a dozen points in the game for the Brooklyn Center junior. And pressure defense leads to a turnover, and the Centaurs will turn it into points. Prince with a big dunk on this one. Brooklyn Center goes on to win 68-48 over Heritage. And that is a pretty good Centaur team off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, 6-1 so far, just the one loss to De La Salle, and well, more basketball here later in the show. Straight ahead on Sports Jam, though, some good matchups in boys hockey, including Wayzata tangling with Burnsville.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. We turn our attention now to hockey.
The Wayzata boys are having a strong season and are ranked number 3 in Class AA. Trojans hosted 12th-ranked Burnsville Saturday. First period, Jack Fetro digs the puck out from behind the net, feeds it to Max Zimmer coming down the slot. Zimmer's goal makes it 1-0 Trojans. Nate Dingman chips the puck off the glass where Zimmer redirects it to Fetro. He goes in alone and scores top shelf. And Wayzata leads 2-0 less than 7 minutes into the game. But the Blaze come back. Long pass out of the zone, hits Cade Borchard in the center. Scores in a breakaway to get Burnsville on the board. The Blaze would add another in the second period before Mark Senden passes to Zimmer, who skates in and nets his second goal of the game. And the Trojans are on top 3-2 after 2. The Blaze rally one more time. Jack Akin with good stick handling, taking it to the net before Andy Schoen puts it away for a third period goal. No scoring the rest of the way. This game ends in a 3-3 tie.
The Breck boys hockey team has alternated wins and losses early this season against a pretty tough schedule. The Mustangs hosted Holy Angels on Saturday. And you've heard about Chuck-a-Puck. Check this out. How about the teddy bear toss between periods at Breck Arena? On to the game highlights. Second period, and Breck's Justin Paulson beats Stars goalie Jake Fleming on the stick side. The Mustangs take a 1-0 lead. Third period action now. Grant Parrish skates out from the boards and centers to Mitchell Macklett for the shot and goal. The Mustangs go up 2-0. Coach Les Larson's team puts this one away as Parrish scores on a second rebound opportunity here. Breck wins it 4-1. The Mustangs will play in the Schwann Cup starting next Monday.
Maple Grove sure didn't go light early on the schedule. They started 0-4, but they've come on and already have 2 wins over top section rivals. Crimson hosting Centennial, a team that eliminated them in the Section 5AA semis last season. Sam Huff scoring on the face-off win by Josh Passel to make it 1-0. Maple Grove adds to its lead. Matt Vogel picking off the Cougars' clearing attempt. He scores to make it 2-0. Later, the Crimson on the power play. The puck comes off the stick of Sam Franta, and Tyler Nyman takes it the other way. And he'll score shorthanded for the Cougars, and it's a 2-2 game after 1 period. Second period, Crimson goalie Cal McKinney comes up with a big save on Nyman, and this one keeps the game tied at 2. Still in the second, Nyman coming in on a rush. And that comes off behind McKinney as the puck slides in. No goal. The game remains tied at 2. We'll go to the third period. Passelt passes to Franta for the shot and goal. That makes it 3-2 Maple Grove. Crimson win 4-3. They did fall to Hill Murray on Saturday.
The combined Armstrong-Cooper boys team got off to a solid start but has been struggling to score of late. Keegan Odell on the wings facing Spring Lake Park Saturday. The Panthers strike as Jacob Nystrom fires quick on the pass into the slot from Connor Gagnon, and it's 1-0. 2 minutes later, Trey Rooney goes to the net. He fans on it, but Corey Gilbert is there to pop the puck in for a power play goal. It's 1-1 after 1. Second period, and the puck is pushed ahead to Nick Holscher on the left wing, and his wrist shot from the circle finds the net. Another power play goal makes it 2-1 Armstrong-Cooper. Spring Lake Park doesn't fold, though. Defenseman Noah Borman fires from the top of the circle and scores on the power play to make it 2-2 in the third. And this one goes to overtime. And in OT, the Panthers win it as John Kelly nets the game winner. The Wings fall to 3-4-1 with a 3-2 loss. In girls hockey, Hopkins hosted fourth-ranked Edina. Royal Stella Haberman takes the pass from Kylie Hanley and goes in to score. Puts Hopkins ahead 2-0 in the third. Edina gets on the board. Sophie Slattery skates into the slot and scores. That cuts the Royals lead in half at 2-1. But that's as close as the Hornets get in this one. One final rush for Edina, but they can't get a shot on goal. Hopkins with a nice win, 2-1. The Royals are now 9-4-1 on the season.
Now back to basketball, where Robbinsdale School District rivals Armstrong and Cooper renewed their rivalry in girls hoop last week. The Hawks shooting for their third straight win. Cooper sophomore Lauren Johnson hits their turnaround jumper from 17 feet out. She scores 18 points in the game. Latea Turman distributed the ball well for the Falcons. Her pass finds Nicole Lubeck for an easy 2. Armstrong leads by 5. Callie Fleck passes to Lyric Williams in the lane for more points in the paint. Armstrong takes a 9-point lead into halftime. Second half, and Williams in transition gives the ball up late to Fleck for the layup. And Armstrong is up by 13. Watch Williams crash the boards here. She comes down the lane to rebound the miss, scores and is fouled. Senior leads all scorers with 24 points. Miranda Robinson chips in with 11 points, including 2 on this jumper. Armstrong wins it over Cooper, 56-38. The Falcons did lose a conference game to unbeaten Maple Grove on Friday. In the Northwest Suburban Conference, there are a lot of really good girls basketball teams at the top, including Park Center, Maple Grove, and Centennial. Osseo and Champlin Park expect to be in the mix too, and those teams met early last week at Champlin Park. Katera Etheridge with a good move in traffic drops the jumper over the defender. 9 points in the game for the Rebels senior. Kiara Russell comes right back and drills a 3-pointer for Osseo. She scores her team's first 11 points of the game. The Orioles then go on a run. Great feed from Ari Jones to Russell alone on the baseline. Orioles lead by 7. The Rebels create a turnover. Allison Gerrards will go all the way and score 2 over 13 points. Champlin Park is down just 1 to Osseo at halftime. Second half, a great up and under move by Rebels junior Hannah Krimble. Champlin Park goes in front. Krimble would finish with 26 points. Etheridge feeds a wide open Anna Garrison for an easy hoop. Champlin Park's in front 44-40. But Osseo would come back to win this one. Azaria Reed spins away from Krimble to score 2. Osseo wins 60-57 behind 31 points from Russell. And they won 2 more games. Osseo did later last week, Jay, so they are now 6-1 entering the break.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. We've got a lot of the teams from right in our area in that conference. Park Center's going to have a good year. Maple Grove's having a good year. Osseo, Champlin Park, definitely some quality teams right there.
Well, next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet a local prep gymnast who is hoping to lead her team back to the state meet this season. When the best athlete on a team is also the hardest worker, it often translates into team success. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a gymnast who's helped vault her school's program to new heights.
Taylor Guckeen grew up around gymnastics. The 16-year-old high school student took her first class as a toddler.
I started gymnastics when I was about 2 years old, and I've done club gymnastics, like rec gymnastics, and then now I'm doing high school gymnastics. So it's been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember.
Now a junior at Champlin Park High School, Taylor is a two-time state meet entrant for the Rebels. Last season, the all-arounder helped the team win a section gymnastics championship for the first time in school history.
That was huge. It was so much fun, and we had worked so hard, and that energy has really carried through into this season, which is also fun to see, and it was an awesome experience.
Taylor worked long hours as a club gymnast for 4 years prior to switching to high school before her freshman year. It was a change she was looking for.
It was just getting to be too much time, and I didn't get to hang out with my friends as much as I'd like. And so the high school has just been a really good fit for me because I still get to do it a lot, but it's just not quite as much time.
The commitment to the sport and work ethic carried over from club to high school. Coach John Wania loves that arguably his best gymnast is also one of the team's hardest workers.
You know, she's a phenomenal kid. In and out of the gym, she's an academic leader, she's a social leader, and leads by example, just always working, and always, when she's not working, encouraging one of the other kids or even encouraging us coaches. So
there's another dynamic going on at Rebels practices and competitions. One of the team's assistant coaches happens to be Taylor's mom, Raquel.
Are you working hard right now?
Taylor Guckeen was a high school gymnast at Park Center and was the head coach for the former Armstrong Cooper team for a dozen years. She got back into high school coaching when Taylor joined the Rebels team in 9th grade.
She's the one that asked me to apply for this coaching job. She said, "Mom, I'm ready. I'm ready for you to be my coach." And I'm like, okay, I'll apply. And it's been working.
She's just been really encouraging, and she's never too hard on me or anything. We just have a lot of fun together. Like, we're always talking about gymnastics, and it's been a lot of fun having her as a coach.
you know, Raquel does a great job of running her events and not being overly hard or critical on her daughter, which is probably where I think I might lean if I had my kid on the team, and yet not favoring her at all.
It has taken some practice. Not in the gym, it's not hard, but I've learned, like in the car on the way home, I gotta, you know, I can't keep talking about what happened, especially if it's something negative. Positive, yes, but just not to bring the negative things home. We've gotten better.
Regardless of who has coached her, gymnastics has shown Taylor valuable lessons that she applies outside of the gym.
It's definitely taught me to work really hard and manage my time well, because when I was in club gymnastics, it was a lot of training every week. So it was get home, do my homework, and just, I think the most important thing is just work really hard, and it's been really helpful.
With more depth and perhaps even more talent than a year ago, the Rebels will likely be the favorites again at the Section 5AA meet in February. Taylor wants that more than anything, even as she sets personal goals for this season too.
Well, I definitely would love to make it to state again, hopefully in the all-around, and then maybe this year get on the podium at state for an event. That would be awesome.
Taylor says she would like to compete in collegiate gymnastics and is considering Wisconsin Eau Claire and Winona State, the school where her mom was also a college gymnast. Jay talks basketball with the Maple Grove boys when we return.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. A great start to the season for the Maple Grove boys basketball team, and a great win on Friday night as they took apart Armstrong in a matchup of top 5 teams. We're joined by Kayode, Awosika, and Tim Bishop. And Kayode, first of all, how big was this win against Armstrong? I mean, a lot of hype coming into it. Both teams undefeated, both teams ranked real high. How much fun was it to be out there playing a good role in this game?
Oh, it was a great time. It was a lot of high atmosphere and great people coming out to see us, returning seniors coming giving us amp, coming in the locker room before the game, getting us hyped. It was a great time.
This is kind of the type of game I think that was really a good test for you guys too. I mean, even though Armstrong didn't play that well tonight, you know that's a quality opponent and everything, and I think kind of answered probably a lot of questions, you know, within your own team's minds too about, you know, just how good you are, right?
Yeah, we answered. We really didn't talk to each other. We just looked in deep within ourselves and knew that we'd have to come out tonight and do our best, and we did, and we followed Schroeder's instructions and Smo and Matt Christensen, and we did a great job.
get ready for the Granite City Classic and talk about another good test. #1 Apple Valley on the first night of that. But is that something you guys look forward to, just to seeing how you stack up with those guys too?
Yeah, we're really excited for them. It should be a great game.
You got a chance in football to go far in the playoffs, to play really well. You know, a couple other guys on the team too. How much does that carry over into basketball in terms of just being ready for big games like this?
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring what I do for football over to basketball and my competitiveness. And with Brad Davison always being a competitor, also coming from football, we're pretty good in helping the team.
All right, thanks for joining us. Good luck in that tournament.
Thank you.
And Tim Bishop, you guys have some good senior leaders, some good younger players. A lot of people contributed to this win over Armstrong. You know, how big is that for your team to have a lot of different guys who can do things?
Yeah, I think it's huge because, you know, we have such a deep bench. I mean, really any guy can hurt you. So we got, 9 deep on the bench where we can go, and Schroeder has trust in all of our players. So that's what's great about us. You never know who's going to get the job done, who's going to step up any certain night.
Well, we talked about it, how obviously, you know, when you get to section time later on, those are the games that really matter a lot. But it looked like you guys really studied and knew what to do against Armstrong. How big was that in terms of getting ready for this one?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, our coach always says, treat every game like a section game. That's how you're going to be great. I mean, we can be good if we want to take teams lightly and not play to our full potential. But if we want to be great every game, we got to act like it's a championship, act like, you know, we know what we're doing and we've been here before.
Getting off to an 8-0 start, how do you like overall the way the team's played up to this point?
You know, obviously, like Kayode said, we've done pretty well. There's always mistakes you can fix, but great start, undefeated, and we're looking forward to Apple Valley. It should be a great game.
Back-to-back games in that tournament. You play Apple Valley the first night, then Rogers. You know, how do you get ready for 2 quick games like that and you know, kind of preparing for 2 opponents at once, I guess?
Yeah, well, I think it's just the preparation throughout the year. Prepare for Apple Valley, and if we come prepared for them, you know, we should be ready for Rogers too, because it shouldn't be any different for every team. We do what we do. We don't play to our competition, so we have our own game plan and we go in and we execute it.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, and great job here tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, Tim Bishop and Kayode Awosika, Maple Grove boys basketball heading into the holiday break undefeated, and again they'll play in the Granite City Classic coming up later this week. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam for you in just a moment, but first a look at our plays of the week.
Into the front court, driving to the basket, throws it up and in, and one.
Look at what I found.
Join us for our favorite stories of 2014. Stories about helping others despite challenges and through difficult times. See it Christmas weekend.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
That will do it for this week's show. Happy holidays from all of us here at Sports Jam.
Safe travels this week. Next week, we'll have a look back at some of our favorite Sports Jam spotlight stories from the year 2014, then a holiday tournament recap starting on January 5th. Have a Merry Christmas.